Yes, people, what's going on? It's your boy Big Uggs, and welcome back to the first of the tune. Newcastle United and West Ham United played out a 1-1 draw at St James's Park. So this was a game where I said that we needed to win if we wanted to get top four, or if we want to get top four. These are the sort of games, Palace, West Ham. These are the games that we need to win. But it wasn't to be. We played out a 1-1 draw, and it was a game. I think it was a game of four halves, in my opinion. And why I say four halves because I split the first half into two, because we started on fire. We started the game on the front foot, and we got that early goal, which was obviously called off, disallowed because the ball went out of play before Almiron crossed it in. So, but it was good to see that. It was good that we started fast and on the front foot, fresh off the Carabao Cup victory. You could see the boys were buzzing, the place was buzzing, the atmosphere looked crazy. So fresh off that, we started off fast, but it wasn't to be. Willock's goal was disallowed. It was a great take and a great finish, disallowed. And then straight after that, from a goal kick, Big Joe wins it back off Paqueta. Longstaff, he's played decent, but I'll get into that anyways. Put through Callum Wilson and one-on-one with the keeper, he slotted it. So 1-0, pandemonium. I'm thinking, yeah, you know what? Like, this is what we needed. And the first 20 minutes, and why I say that the game was split into four halves, because the first, I'd say 20, 25 minutes of the first half, we absolutely battered West Ham. We were first to everything. West Ham looked way off it. They looked leggy. We were creating more chances. We were physical. We're winning the balls in the air, winning the first and second balls, all of it. And the place was rocking. But I feel like somehow it just fizzled out. And West Ham got in the game. They got hold of the ball. Declan Rice, I think, was the best player on the pitch today, along with Aguerd, the centre-back. But I feel like Declan Rice had a smashing game. He was the key guy in bringing West Ham up the field, in sort of winning important tackles, driving them up the field, making forward passes. So that first, I say 25, 20 minutes, we dominated. And I was looking for a second goal. I was thinking, like, West Ham are here for the kill. But we didn't quite manage to break them down and to get the second goal. But then, off the back of a poor set piece to concede anyways, Declan Rice crosses the ball in and the ball falls to Paqueta and he slots it in the back of the net, and which makes it 1-1. And in my opinion, that's a poor goal to concede. I feel like Trippier, who's been great for us, who played defensively, he played good today, but in that moment he switched off. He wasn't even looking at the ball. He was just so focused on Paqueta, and that he just lost him for a second. And because he wasn't following the ball, he didn't know where the ball was. Whereas Paqueta was looking at the ball, and then obviously he just slotted it through his legs and into the back of the net, and 1-1, which was a blow and which took the sting out of a lot of the fans and the atmosphere, because it was a goal, I'd say, against the run of play, because we were dominating. Yeah, they were finding their feet a little bit, but the first 25 minutes we dominated up until that goal. And then obviously after that goal, you could see that, yeah, West Ham grew in confidence. They started to play. They started to find Paqueta. Declan Rice started to break up play even more, and cause us some problems. But towards the end of the first half, even the commentator said as well, like, West Ham looked the better side. West Ham are dominating now, and this isn't what we expected as Newcastle fans. But at the end of the day, like I say all the time, like, the players that played today, if you look at the front six, yeah, John Linton, Willock, Longstaff, Almiron, Sam Maxey, and Callum Wilson. The front six. This is the front six that was there last year, 2 years ago. So this is still the Newcastle of old, playing with a new manager and playing with new styles. I'm not making excuses, but people expect us to be beating every single team. It's not like that. Obviously, yeah, we're third or we're fourth, but just because we are where we are, it doesn't mean that our players magically are, 10 times better. They're gonna have moments where they fall back into the old ways, and we're starting to see that a bit more now, because these are still the same players. But it is what it is at the end of the day. But I feel like that's why we're sort of now we're seeing a lot of draws. Now this is our 10th draw of the season. I think we've got the most draws in the league, but obviously 10 wins and 10 draws and 1 defeat. So we are on the positive side, we are the only team to have only lost 1 game. So it shows that we are hard to beat. West Ham, I feel like they came for a smash and grab because they got the draw, but that goal they scored was the only shot on target throughout the whole game. I believe that they had 10 attempts on goal and only 1 on target. So defensively, we looked sound again. Botman had a good game. Shaw had a good game. Dan Burn had a good game. I feel like, obviously, it was just disappointing to lose our clean sheet record to such a sloppy goal, and how acute we've been all season defensively, and then to give away such a poor goal, for me, was disappointing. But, you know, what can we do? So, Bruno G was a massive miss, massive miss. I can't even explain to you how much we missed him because no one was getting the ball off the defenders. At a point in the second half, I saw, because obviously Longstaff was doing his role, yeah. Longstaff was meant to be the anchor man and to dictate the play. Longstaff had a good game, and obviously Longstaff can only do what he's able to do. No one's going to come out and do Bruno's role. I don't expect him to do what Bruno does, but I'd expect him to at least try and get the ball off the defenders and keep the ball moving. But there was a time in the second half where we had to resort to long balls because nobody wanted to get the ball off the centre backs, and I could see Willock, John Linton, and Longstaff. I could sort of put a blanket over them and I'll cover all of them. They were all in the same part of the pitch, and when Botman had the ball, he had no one to feed it to. And what we have to realise now is that because of where we are in the league, teams are going to come to our ground, or we go to their ground, wherever. But teams against us, they're going to sort of try and get results, and that's what West Ham did today. They came for a result, but we have to counter that. So by trying to create, and we've got to create more and create different opportunities for ourselves and find the holes and move players about. But because we didn't have the creative player today in Bruno, everything was just safe. Everything was sideways. So we need to learn fast that we're not the Newcastle of old anymore, that teams are going to respect us and sit back. So we need to create more chances, more opportunities. So in the second half, we had 2 decent opportunities. Callum Wilson's header from a Trippier free kick. On another day, that's in the back of the net. And then Anthony Gordon comes on for Semaxi, who Semaxi today, I think, was poor. I know I called for him to start. I called for Eddie Howe to start him, and rightly so. But I feel like I'm not too sure. Like I don't want to make excuses for him, but I just feel like he's trying too hard to change his game, or maybe the gaffer doesn't want him to. Rightly so, though, doesn't want him to be dribbling past everyone and giving the ball away. So I feel like he's thinking about what he's going to do next, and when he does that, it takes him probably 2 attempts to, or it takes him longer to decide what he wants to do. And I saw that a lot today. He was giving the ball away cheaply. So I feel like he was poor today. Lacking in confidence. He's a shadow of the guy who we've seen in recent years, who we've heavily relied on, and now he's like a liability. But I can only put that down to confidence. But it was poor today. He got taken off at Anthony Gordon. He came on, looked okay, cutting in on his right foot. I'd have liked to see him be a bit more direct on his left foot and sort of whip the ball in. But that wasn't to be. But he came in, created a few chances for us. He put through Callum Wilson, where Callum Wilson went 1-on-1, and the West Ham defender, Aguad, he sort of caught up Callum Wilson. And I think Wilson took too many touches. I believe he should have probably taken a first touch, a second touch, and then had a goal. But he tried to take another touch away from the defender, who then came in and sort of made the tackle. So those were the 2 key chances and key moments in the second half that on another day that they go in. So 2 points dropped again. Another draw. I think that's 4 draws in 5. So we're becoming draw specialists, which is disappointing. But like I said in my previous video, like these are the games that we have to win. Like if we weren't top four, these are the games that we must win, and we failed to do that. I'm not going to be too negative because the positives is that we still didn't lose the game. We're still hard to beat. But if we want to make top four, knowing that we're coming up against players like Harry Kane, Spurs, or we're competing against Spurs for top four, because obviously Liverpool they're way off it, Chelsea are way off it. I don't think Brighton or Fulham are going to catch us. So it's us and Spurs for that fourth space or third space as well with Man United. So I've seen Spurs play poorly and people like Son and Kane get them out of trouble. So I don't feel like we have those solutions to the problems, and we need those, because games like this today we could have done with somebody like that to sort of just create something out of nothing and get us the 3 points. So we're still learning. It's for us, it's a learning curve. You know, this is all new to us being in this position, but we need to understand now teams respect us, and we're going to need to create a bit more chances and be a bit braver on the ball. So next 2 more games without Bruno, it's going to be tough to see how we deal with it. Obviously, Bournemouth will be a game where, again, I'll say that if we want to get top 4, we need to win. And we need to start picking up the points now. Otherwise, you know, we can fall in the habit of not winning games again, and then winning games becomes foreign to us. So, but I'm just trying to stay positive. You know, we're still in the top 4. It's still in our hands. Spurs do play tomorrow against Man City, so I'll be watching that very closely, hoping that Man City do us a favour. Even though Man City's record at Spurs Stadium is poor, but you never know. But you know, Spurs do play tomorrow, and if they do win that, then they close the gap. So we're now looking over our shoulder, but obviously there's still a long way to go. But the boys, I need to see more from them from an attacking perspective and creativity. The best player on the pitch today was 2 West Ham players, so Declan Rice and Aguerd. So you know that says a lot. It wasn't a bad performance, but it just wasn't the one that we needed to get the 3 points. And we've seen too many of these recently, so you know we need to take up that level, man. But like I say, we're still in the hunt for top 4. We're still in the top 4, so there's a lot to be positive about. It's still a great season. We just need to turn these draws into wins. Like I said, turn them into wins, and everyone will be happy again. But I do feel like fans are forgetting that just because we are 3rd in the league or 4th in the league, they expect us to win every game. Whereas for me, it's like, I'm just saying, if you want to get top 4, these are games that we have to win. I don't expect us to win every game, but if we're saying, you know, we're in the top 4 hunt, we've got to beat West Ham. Well, West Ham are a tricky side, but they are where they are in the league for a reason. They've only taken 6 points away this all season. So it's disappointing that one of those 6 came from our ground. So you know, Eddie Howe's now got a lot of work to do to get the boys going again. But we shall see, man. We shall see. But Newcastle won, West Ham won. I predicted a 1-0 win. I predicted a Callum Wilson goal, which obviously we did see, but the win wasn't to be. So we move. It's your boy Big Augs. Make sure to like and to comment, and also to press that subscribe button. And thanks for watching, and I'm out.